Good evening, basketball fans across the world. Tonight, we turn our eyes to San Francisco, where the Golden State Warriors, once a dynasty that defined a generation, stand on the brink of a defining moment. A moment that could reshape their future. A moment that centers around a young, explosive talent who was once seen as the cornerstone of what was next. Jonathan Kuminga. Just a few seasons ago, his name echoed through Chase Center as the next great hope. With a wingspan like a fighter jet and the vertical leap of a superhero, Kuminga brought a spark that fans believed could carry the franchise once Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson passed the torch. But now, that spark might be flickering. Kuminga, the 21-year-old forward from the Congo, finds himself at the center of swirling trade rumors. And this time, they're not just whispers. They're conversations, real, intense, and possibly imminent. This isn't your average off-season gossip. No, this is different. This feels like a pivot. A shift in how Golden State sees its future. And the timing couldn't be more delicate. Because while Stephen Curry continues to shine at the age of 37, just last week, he dropped 31 points with his signature mix of deep threes and unshakable composure, the rest of the team? They're struggling to keep pace. The dynasty that once felt immortal is beginning to show signs of mortality. Klay Thompson has already departed. The chemistry that once made the Warriors invincible now feels shaky. Draymond is still a force, but his presence alone isn't enough to glue together the cracks that have begun to show. And deep within the organization, behind closed doors, something even more troubling has surfaced: the growing disconnect between Jonathan Kuminga and head coach Steve Kerr. Despite averaging 15.3 points per game and showing flashes of all-star potential, Kuminga has found himself benched in key moments. His development, while exciting, seems to clash with Kerr's vision of disciplined, defensive-minded basketball. Sources close to the team say the relationship between player and coach has soured to the point of no return. Trust, so vital in this system, is gone. And in Golden State, if there's no trust, there's no future. The Warriors now face a painful choice. Kuminga is entering restricted free agency, and the front office is reportedly unwilling to match a market-level contract for a player they're unsure about. That means one of two things must happen: either they re-sign him and try to force a partnership that may already be broken, or they move him now while there's still value on the table. That's where things get really interesting. League insiders are buzzing about a potential sign-and-trade scenario, one that would involve not one, not two, but three NBA teams. And if this proposed deal goes through, it would be nothing short of seismic. The proposed trade would see the Golden State Warriors receive Corey Kispert, Jonas Valanciunas, and a protected first-round pick in 2031. The Washington Wizards would get Jonathan Kuminga and sharpshooter Malik Monk, and the Sacramento Kings would walk away with Marcus Smart, Buddy Hield, Saddiq Bey, Tracy Jackson-Davis, and a 2027 protected first-round pick. Yes, you heard that right. That's not just a trade, it's a reset button for three franchises trying to rewrite their stories. Let's talk about what this means for Golden State. The Warriors are trying to walk a tightrope, keeping Curry competitive while preparing for a world beyond him. It's a hard thing to do in professional sports. Too many teams hold on to the past too long. But this deal? It might offer the balance they've been searching for. Corey Kispert brings something the Warriors always love: shooting. He's averaging 13.4 points per game and hitting nearly 39% of his shots from beyond the arc. He moves well without the ball and fits seamlessly into Kerr's motion-heavy offense. Valanciunas, on the other hand, gives Golden State what they've been sorely missing: size and rebounding. The veteran center is putting up 12.2 points and 9.5 rebounds per game. He can anchor the paint, provide second-chance opportunities, and relieve pressure on the undersized Warriors frontcourt. And then there's the pick. A 2031 first-rounder might seem far away now, but in the world of team building, it's a valuable piece. It gives the front office a chip for future trades or a ticket to the next generation of talent. It's the kind of long-term vision that dynasties need to stay alive, even after their brightest stars fade. But let's not forget the cost. Let's not forget who they're giving up. Jonathan Kuminga was never supposed to be just another name on a trade sheet. He was supposed to be the guy. The one to rise from the shadows of Curry and Clay and Draymond and create a new era. Letting him go, especially so young, especially with so much potential, feels like a betrayal of that vision. And yet, this is the NBA. Dreams clash with reality. Potential clashes with strategy. And timing is everything. The Wizards, meanwhile, see this as their golden opportunity. Washington has been in basketball purgatory for years, never bad enough to tank, never good enough to matter. But adding Kuminga changes that equation. At just 21, he offers a chance at something they desperately need: upside. Athleticism. Star potential. And then there's Malik Monk. Averaging 15.1 points per game and shooting 39% from deep, Monk brings instant offense and spacing to a team that's lacked punch for far too long. If the Wizards pull this off, they go from irrelevant to intriguing almost overnight. And what about the Kings? Sacramento's had one of the most entertaining offenses in the league, but they've struggled to defend and maintain consistency. This trade gives them defensive toughness in Marcus Smart, who, despite battling injuries, is still putting up 14.5 points and 5.2 assists per game, and elite floor spacing in Buddy Hield, who's hitting nearly 39% from three-point range. Throw in young, versatile wings like Saddiq Bey and Tracy Jackson-Davis, and suddenly, the Kings have a deeper, tougher, more complete rotation. Still, there are risks for everyone involved. The Warriors could be giving up on a player who turns into a superstar somewhere else. The Wizards could be overpaying for potential that never fully blossoms. And the Kings? They have to bet that the chemistry works, and that Smart can stay healthy. For Golden State, though, this is more than just a transaction. It's an identity shift. With Clay already gone and Draymond aging, Steph is the last man standing. He's still elite, averaging 26.8 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 5.1 assists, but even superheroes get tired. He needs help. He needs teammates he can count on. Not tomorrow. Today. And if Kuminga doesn't fit into that picture, then maybe it's time. Maybe the future lies in new faces. New roles. New trust. It's a tough decision. One that will be debated endlessly by fans, analysts, and front offices alike. Because if this trade happens, it won't just be the end of the Kuminga experiment. It will be the official transition away from the Warriors' homegrown legacy, a legacy that began with Curry, Clay, and Draymond and carried them to 4 championships, 2 MVPs, and a revolution in the way basketball is played. But maybe that's what this team needs. Maybe they've been holding on to the past too tightly. Maybe it's time to make space for something new, even if it hurts. Golden State has never been afraid of bold moves. They traded Monta Ellis to make room for Curry. They let go of Kevin Durant and rebuilt again. Every step of the way, they've bet on vision. And more often than not, they've been right. The days ahead will be filled with phone calls, negotiations, and probably a few sleepless nights in the front office. Because no matter how you spin it, this is a franchise-defining decision. It could flame out. Or it could reset the clock. And if it works? If Kispert becomes a key piece, if Valanciunas steadies the paint, if that future pick turns into something real, then Golden State may not fall. They may rise again, different but dangerous. As fans, we'll remember the high-flying dunks, the incredible runs, and the potential that once made Kuminga feel like the future. But in the end, this is about building something that lasts. Something that honors the legacy of Steph Curry, while preparing for the day he finally walks off that court for the last time. The Warriors aren't done yet. Not by a long shot. The road ahead is uncertain, but if history has taught us anything, it's this. Golden State doesn't fade. They evolve. And as always, the next chapter might be their most compelling yet. Stay with us. Because the story is far from over. And here's the key takeaway from the channel: delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.